Welcome to New Key, everyone. Once again, welcome. This is episode 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are shooting episode 8. We just want to say how blessed we are to make it this far, and we keep going. There's a lot of great subject we have started with, and I think every week the conversations are getting sweet and sweet. And we are just blessed to be here. Yeah, so today we're going to start once again. So what the one and only Uncle Chi and Spani. Yeah.
Yes.
How are you, Uncle Chi?
I'm good. Happy Monday.
Thank you. Happy Monday. It's snowing, so
Yeah,
you
it
know,
feels good to be inside.
it does. Until when I'm going to drive back home.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, how's everything?
Everything has been good.
Yeah.
Everything has been good, honestly. I would say God is blessing us every single day.
Yeah.
And yeah, God is doing good.
Yeah, man. You just mentioned we have a lot of topics.
Mm-hmm.
What are we going to New Key about today?
Oh well, what do you have for us? Are we going to continue in our same topic for this month? Relationship.
Yeah, relationship. Yeah,
relationship.
you know one thing I know I learned this week
What?
or past week is you know how we say we focus on the family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really believe it, because imagine you have dysfunction family, right?
Mm.
And then they attend a certain church. It's going to affect the church. Imagine those are the same people after church, they go to to their neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to affect the neighborhood.
Mm.
Those are the same people that are going to be involved in their county and their cities.
Mm.
Those are the same people that are going to be involved in the state.
Mhm.
Those are the same people that is going to be involved in the country. And those are the same people that are going to be involved in in the whole world. So
Yeah.
you see how it goes back home.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we want a better world, if we want a better country, state, city, county, neighborhood,
Yeah.
church, it goes back home.
Mm-hmm.
And that responsibility, God gave it to a man.
Mm.
That's why I know some of us might abuse the word, but a man in the house.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Please.
so a man in the house,
Mhm.
there's a reason why a man was created first.
True.
Is about responsibilities.
Mm.
It has nothing to do with, it's about responsibilities. And for instance, I'll give you an example, right?
Okay.
Let's say you and your family want to, do a little Bible study.
Okay.
Let's say your wife knows more about the Bible than you do.
Yes.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's your responsibility to make sure all that happens, because your wife is not going to be like, oh, let's do a Bible study today. But, I don't know how that goes. But as a man is, okay, today we are going to do a Bible study, and is your responsibility, and you are going, your wife is going to teach all those things, but is your responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Another example.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
You remember Adam and Eve?
Yes.
In the Eden, remember God, or who did he call?
The man.
The man.
Yeah.
Because that's the man, that's the person he gave the responsibility. He
Mhm.
didn't. So when he was like, Adam, where are you? God knew where he was, of course, but it was more like a family that's missing a man.
Yeah.
A responsibility.
Mhm.
Even if it's not your fault, it's your responsibility.
It is your responsibility.
Because it wasn't his fault that she ate the apple, but it was and is
That's
He-
his responsibility.
Yes.
It's assigned duty that God
Yes.
handed to him.
Yes.
So no matter how bad the person screw up there, it is your
It
responsibility.
is your responsibility as a man, as a parent.
Mm.
As a parent, it is your responsibility
Okay.
to take care of your home. Stop abandoning your kids and your wives.
No, true, because that make a lot of sense. Like you can't abandon your responsibility.
No, it is your
That
responsibilities.
you are a wicked person, you are less of a man, and
Wicked. That's your favorite word, man.
I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah, but yeah.
So yeah, those are the things that I think we need to emphasize on those really a lot, because you have to know what are your responsibility, because whether those are giving to anybody. And I think you don't have to be a Christian, but if you stay in the Christianity, you can run away from this. Those are your right giving responsibilities straight from God.
Yeah, no, it is, because look, God would have been like, okay, Adam didn't do anything, so he has a free ticket, but he was a man. He is a man of the house.
Okay, so let me put it this way. So, are we going to talk about wicked men?
We can talk about all we want. Hey, this is
Men
Nuki, man.
men that abandon their family, or vice versa.
So men's responsibility.
Men's
You want to talk
responsibility.
about that, or
No, let's go to
men's
men's
responsibility?
responsibility. I think it's a good topic since we put it that way, because I think a lot of men don't know their responsibility.
Yeah.
They
In-
don't.
In
they
what
don't-
way?
In what way? In marriage,
Mhm.
as a father, as a husband, or as just a man,
Yeah.
they don't know their responsibility.
Yeah, like I always say, I will always refer back to the Bible.
Okay, so
Um,
since you're on this topic, well, let's.
Yeah, no, because remember when God created Adam,
Okay.
he put him in charge of the Eden,
Yeah.
and he told him to take care of it before he brought a woman.
Yes.
Way before he brought the
Before
woman,
the women come into the picture.
he gave him the responsibility of naming everything.
Mm-hmm.
He gave him the responsibility. I think the word is cultivate
The garden.
the garden, and cultivate. In English, I don't know, but in a Greek word, it means growing.
Mm-hmm.
To grow.
Yeah.
Like, how do you grow a flower? How do you grow
To plant the seed,
how do you grow it?
you need to start something. You need
You
to
take care
mix the
you
soil.
take care of it.
You water it. You do all those things to be
You
able
make
to get.
sure it's getting all the vitamin or
It needs.
everything it needs.
Yeah.
So when you run away from it,
Mm.
when you abandon the plant, it's going to die.
Okay. So that is a really a good topic and a hard one to swallow.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, so when we talk about men's responsibility, okay, in an household, marriage, or just a man's responsibility in general.
Mm.
So, at what point can we draw the line, okay, to say a man did not fulfill his responsibility, or whether the woman also did not perform their responsibility that led the man to say, you know what, I can't keep up with this anymore, I have to walk away.
You have to. So that's why we have to be careful on who we choose, on what we choose to associate ourselves with, and that's why we need to be careful.
Mhm.
And that goes both ways, who we going to have kids with, because that's a forever connection.
So, is it about having kids first, or marriage first?
Marriage first. Of course, it's about marriage first because at least you're willing to. I mean, kids is a different ballgame. I don't know how you go to kids then get married. I don't know. Like people do it and people do survive with it, but I think because imagine you can't deal with the person living with the person, just the person alone.
Mm-hmm.
And then imagine a second baby when you couldn't even deal with you know. I think life is easier that way. You know, there's
true. I
and
completely agree.
There's a reason why the Bible tells us, you know, no adultery before or no sex before marriage. I think, you know, that's one of them. You know, kids are blessings, of course, but you want to be able to take care of them. You know, I mean, you're not thinking about running away when you get it.
Well, I think I don't know if you prepare your Bible today, but I think we need to bring up the man's responsibility into this. Because without us hitting on that.
No, remember the verse where it says like what it says. The verse that if you mistreat your wife, don't pray to God.
Yeah.
So it's like if you mistreat you, like I'm not gonna answer your prayers, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I don't remember exactly the verse, but I think it's in Corinthian, 2 Corinthians something, where it says, you know, the responsibility, like, you know, you the head of, your wife covers you and you cover God.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine you're complaining that the wife is not being the wife to you, but really exactly what God is getting from you is what you're getting from your wife.
Yeah.
So when you don't realize your responsibility as a man, then
okay. Well,
yeah, go on.
Verse 5, especially and specifically say, if anyone does not know how to manage his own family, how can he take care of God's church?
Gospel from home. Please repeat that again.
Okay, 5. All right, let's say, if anyone does not know how to manage his own family, how can he take care of God's church? No, it's clear. If you cannot manage your family, how can you going to take care of church? Because church, you are dealing more with broader type of people, and anyone that has different mindset, different lifestyle, different point of view that comes there. And I think it is really important for men, because most of those churches are run by men. Most of them, not all of them. Some do have it's run by women and all these things. But I think that's why it comes down to the responsibility. Because if you cannot take care of your household, how are you going to be able to
take care of
the whole church and the people who are part of that?
Yeah, you know, it is crazy, because I do feel like before, and we do it, but before we do any, so before we look outside, before we go out there and start preaching, let's make sure it's practiced at home.
Okay, that's true.
That's how I get it. That's how I understand.
Okay, no, that's how it's supposed to be, and I think that. So, my message, it's more
hard topic.
No, well, it's hard, you know, because we choose to avoid this topic for so long, and it has remained hard and hard for people to discuss it, for people to talk about it.
Yeah.
But if it has been, talked about it previously, then a lot of things could have been way easier to address and to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I think my issue is that today's generation and man in general had fell big time,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of the responsibility.
Mm.
Because me personally, as a man, as a husband, my responsibility, my priority, it is my house,
Mm-hmm.
my wife
Mm-hmm.
first.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people
Not your friends.
not my friend, my wife first.
If you friend with him,
Oh, it is my wife come first.
yes.
And if you're offended, please wait the day you get yours. You set the rule.
So what about those that see you taking your responsibility?
Mhm.
But can't you confuse responsibility with something else? Like do
Like
you?
what?
So what about those that cut off their friends?
Who they are tied to their friend?
So they cut their friends instead of,
Oh,
as in a way, like for me to, is my priority. Yeah, it's your priority to be a husband and a father. But
the Bible
does
says
that mean abandon?
no. The Bible says
Because you say your wife and your kids come first.
yes.
Of course.
They come first, no matter
Okay.
what.
Okay.
So my friend come. I don't know what number I'm going to
Because
place
you
them.
have siblings, you have parents.
I don't
yeah.
know what number I'm going to place them, but they come first. So when you mention friends, the Bible says if your left or your left or your right hand is holding you down, is a burden, cut it.
So whoever your friend, with me, I think even family, I would do it.
Yeah.
Even family members.
If you have a toxic relationship with your family
I think
member,
I would cut them off. Now,
that's
not
what
with
the
a
Bible.
machete, of course, but like stop cut the communication. I don't believe that you obligated to be friends with anybody.
No, you are not.
Yeah, you choose who you want to be
Exactly.
friends with.
And you have to, the Bible said, like, you have to make sure if the friend, because let's keep it into Christianity,
Mm-hmm.
okay? If my friend are not, you are not encouraging me, okay, to pray or whether to attend church or to do good or any of those things, like, you have to be careful.
So
What kind of conversation are we having? Are we just having a conversation to go after girls? All those things. Like, is this going to contribute to bring something positive into my marriage, or is going to bring more disruption into my marriage?
Because I think it goes back to self-awareness,
Okay.
where you as yourself, you know what you're looking for in life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you have to be selfish and pick who's going to fulfill those things.
Yeah.
But you also don't just do that to drain people, but also make sure you contributing something to your friends.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very important to know. So since you're already aware of what you want in
Mhm.
life, it's going to be easier for you.
Yeah. I completely agree, and that's why it is very important, to pick who you hang out with, who you associate yourself with, because the Bible said you have to make sure that the people that you are surrounding yourself with are also uplifting you, because if today, let's say we are married, okay, not let's say, but we are married,
Yes.
okay, we have family, and today I started to be like, yo, Uncle T, let's go somewhere. Let's go to a club. Let's go to, like,
I never liked club.
True, but you personally, you'll be like, yo, all that, man,
Yeah.
I can't do that. Like, I have a wife, like, and that's the things we are talking about. And certain Christians have become comfortable into that.
So going back to men's responsibility.
Yes.
So as a man, your family is your responsibility.
Your house is your responsibility first.
So anything that has anything to do with anybody that's going to kind of bring conflict in your marriage,
You should cut them off.
you should cut them off right away. Or you, sometimes people might not know that they're bringing that kind of thing, the conflict in your home.
Well, to cut them off, it doesn't mean I just automatically stop talking to you. It means like I confront you. I let you know that, yo, what you are doing, I don't like that. And it's also, affecting my relationship with my wife and my household. So I cannot allow you to continue this anymore. If you're not going to change, then I don't see this friendship continue forward.
Okay.
So you have to be clear
of what you want.
And the people, because people will only adapt or get to know you based on how you address people.
Okay.
So if you see that you have certain people that are coming in your life, I've always, like, every time you hang out with those people and you get into trouble a lot, it's time for you to be like, yo, what's going on over here?
Yeah.
Okay,
so friends, what about as a man responsibility?
Mm-hmm.
What about your kids?
Well, it is your responsibility to educate your kids very well, properly, according to how God wants us to raise our kids. Okay, to be there for them. Okay, to be able to clothe them. Okay, and also to be able to prepare them for any kind of situation as they are growing up, because you are not going to stay the same, remain the same as well. So you have to be able to have to build that what do you call it? A step, or you have to build a lifestyle for your kids to be able to be to live in. That is your responsibility. You cannot just leave that off to your wife or your spouse to handle that.
No, I believe we each have different responsibilities. As a man in the house, as a woman in the house, you both have different responsibilities.
We do. Because if you see our parent, okay, what happened when there's that one kid that's always, hard-headed to deal with? What does the mom always say? Wait until your dad gets some, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
And you don't want to deal with that.
I feel like, especially for us boys, we didn't take our moms through it seriously. You're like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, but when you hear dad get involved,
you're not gonna hit me. Even if you hit me, it's like you yourself are hurting, so you're not gonna continue.
Yeah.
But there's this thing with a man where it's like, okay, I have to do this kind of thing.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not saying go be your kids, because
sometimes it's good though.
It depends what kind of beating.
Well, I think we have to get to that next.
Can you beat your kids? Is beating your kids considered discipline? That's for next time.
That's for next time. Okay, because are you mind writing them down?
Yeah, I don't mind.
So that we will remember that for next time. I'm telling you, it's going to be a good topic with a lot of great things, because there is a specific law about this subject. So it's going to be really good to dive into that. But let's get back to the men's responsibility.
Men responsibilities. Yes. Let's go back to the
men's responsibilities also doesn't mean
go ahead, bro.
It also doesn't mean
you can fight, right?
Oh yes.
Okay, good.
It doesn't mean, just getting your wife pregnant every single time. Like, no.
No, that's
like, I think
I don't think, okay, we're in a different time. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is there's 10 kids in America.
You're in America. Unless if you have the money, you have the financial support for that, good
No,
for
even
you.
if you had the money, what about the time? Because you know what end up happening is the older siblings start raising
The
the younger
youngest one.
siblings, but the older siblings also they have lives.
They want to enjoy their life,
Yeah.
their freedom as well.
And
So,
yeah,
my thing is, think about that. Have a plan. Don't just like to those young people that are getting into marriage, and make sure you plan this. Okay,
Yeah.
because there's after kids, there's also life.
yeah, and also, what are you going to leave for your kids? Because the Bible say, a man supposed to leave inheritance for not only for his children but for his children's children.
And are we fulfilling that
No,
in today's generation or our parents' generation?
so what are you going to leave for your kids? But like you supposed to want the best for your kids,
Yes.
for your family as a
Mhm.
man. Instead of, and that's why you shouldn't be having many kids. Where you're like, oh, let's just live here. This is what I can settle for.
Because you have to think about the life of cost of living,
the school district sucks,
Education
but hey,
as well.
that's all I can do.
how the kids gonna go to college. You need to think
Yes,
about those.
because you don't want if you took loans, you don't want your kids to take loans.
Exactly. And
'Cause-
also the healthcare, insurance,
Those things are expensive.
and some can say, oh well, we have Medicaid and all these things, but none of those things is promised to last forever,
No, man.
because government is changing every single time.
Yeah, we can't depend on the government.
And that's something to those youngsters getting engaged and getting married. Like, have a goal, have something in mind as you want to accomplish. Like, by this age, I want to be free. I want to,
Oh yeah, because
I want all my kids to be off to college and I can start life again, do more stuff, fun stuff.
and that's why. Anyway, but let me not jump into that. I was about to say quality time, because I don't know if you notice, when people like they get into marriage, start having kids right away, and then mindset change, they start focusing on kids, and when
Yeah.
all the kids leave, it's like they actually never spend time together. So they're like, oh, so what do we do with each other? Some people divorce.
Yeah. No, you're right about that. But I think that in that part, then all the church leader and all the pastor need to pray really hard to keep people together after when kids leave to go to college.
Yeah, because so as a man, you're supposed to make time for your spouse and for your kids,
Okay.
because there's a reason why the responsibilities from a man to your wife and then to kids,
Yes.
because there's some people that put their kids before their spouses.
No, you can't do that.
Because for me, what I believe is, when you are loving, when you are doing your job,
Yeah.
when you when you take care of your responsibilities, that's loving your wife, loving your kids. But when you're focusing on your spouse, all that love is gonna spread to the kids.
To the kids.
There's a reason, there's a level to it.
Yeah.
Because if you start focusing on your kids, then you also abandoning
You're abandoning your wife, and there's come more trouble. So you
Yeah.
don't want that.
Yeah, so all those things. And another thing I believe for me, I don't want my kids to take care of me. In a way, like, okay,
Okay, speak on that. Let me hear about it.
no, in a way, I want to be able to take care of my kids. I don't want my kids to grow up and then when they make it, it's like I'm looking for them to take care of me. I mean, financially, of course, when I get old.
Okay.
But like not in a way. So my job is not for me to be like, okay, let me let me start sending my kids to be doctors and lawyers. So they, when they finish, they make good money so they can buy me a house. No,
Mhm.
I can't say the same thing where like I want to see my kids become doctors to be better people than I ever was.
Yeah.
But not to, for my own selfish gain.
For
Like,
your way.
oh yeah, go to school for me. Like, no, why didn't you go to school yourself?
They were busy with trying to pay for a raise, saving money for you.
But no. So before you get into marriage, let me go back to the garden.
Yeah.
Remember, Eve came when Adam had everything.
True.
God had gave him
Responsibility.
a job, a
cultivated.
place to live.
He cultivated the garden. He did everything.
Everything was already there.
There.
The woman just came with everything there.
So what? So on that, are you saying that because
I mean, my wife met me when I had nothing really. But
that's why I'm trying to put a word into
but
that.
no, so. But it's good to have plans. Like she made me. I had like financially, I had my own plans.
Yes.
Like I want to do this. I want to do this kind of investments.
Mm-hmm.
Like she made me. I had already set up those things.
Those things already.
Like if he's buying whatever to invest, she made me doing those things.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to financially, I'm not there yet. But like I didn't have to worry like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like have plans, not like okay, they meet you, but like have a goal in life, man.
But this is why I think it's important, and this is why I think this kind of go back to when we first started. Like, don't just get married for a competition, for a show off.
No, don't listen to your community, man. You're not getting old. You can get married at any time.
At any time, make sure you are getting married with the right person.
Yeah.
With the right person, because you don't want to get yourself in the situation where you are now strapped and you can get into it.
Because there's some people that start resenting their spouse. Oh, if it wasn't for you, I'd have been doing this. I would have done that. I would have done that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hopefully you don't get also into marriage as if it's your destination.
True.
I feel like marriage is like a start.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a little bonus that you have, but you have your own goal.
Yeah.
You have your own life together,
Mm-hmm.
or you're getting your life together.
Yeah.
Don't man or woman, don't let your marriage stop you from
achieving your goal.
Yeah.
Work together with that.
Oh,
Work
yeah.
together to accomplish that.
Yes, and explain your goals to your spouse. Don't just wake up one day like, oh, I want to do this.
Mm-hmm. You're right about that, and that is very important. All those, it comes down to the man's responsibility. It is also a man's responsibility to make sure that the wife also are active in doing something, are also involved to push them to say, I believe in you. I think you can do this. Why are you good at it? Okay, I'm good at. Okay, I'm going to support you. Like you have to be your wife first person or first customer.
Yeah, because one thing I notice is people have different dreams.
Yeah.
People have different dreams, but if you go into marriage, you have your own dream, but you want to put that on your wife too, as if she should have the same dream as you, then there's going to be a problem.
Yeah, because you are trying to kill one and just...
Yeah, raise your own.
Yeah.
But instead of like, we have two different dreams.
Mm-hmm.
The way, my way of accomplishing things is not your way of accomplishing things.
Yeah.
You do a different way, I do this way.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go like, okay, to accomplish whatever you accomplish, you have to go through this path, then hey, good luck.
Good luck, like you say. That's what it comes down to. And I think, a lot of these things, if Christian and the younger generation, that are getting engaged, that try to get married and all these things. I know, yes, we are busy. There's life. There's all these things are coming fast at you. But It's good reading all this motivation speaker and all these things, but the only, the Bible, it's a library of everything you need to know. Your responsibility, it tells you it is there, because as a Christian you have that duty. God is obligated to give you, your right as his son, to say, hey son, here is your part. You must cultivate it. You must build on it.
It said we'll be blessed according to our hands' work.
Exactly. And many of people out there, they don't want to work. They want everything to fall down from heaven to them. But that's not going to happen. And that's when you see people start struggling, and they start taking the stress of the struggling
on the wife
and
the kids.
Yeah. And it's created this hostile environment where the wife is no longer happy.
Yeah.
The kids are seeing that the mama are no longer happy. You have the kids start hating their dad. The kid can't, are not respecting you anymore. All those, it came from when you fell with your first responsibility.
Like, I don't think when it comes to those things, of course, there's hiccups, but regardless how hard it is, you can't abandon your responsibilities.
You cannot. No matter what, it is your responsibility, Uncle T. Because people may think like, oh yeah, let me, move away, let me go away and all these things. People forget that this world will come to end one day.
Yeah.
One day you're going to meet the God the Father, and he's going to ask you, yo, I gave you a job. What did you do with the job? You have to be able to explain that my job and my responsibility as a father, as a husband, it was this, to do that. I did this, and this is what I accomplished, what I did not accomplish, and all this thing to be. You're going to give the result of the work, and because everything we are doing here today, whether you like it or not, whether you think you have time or not, know that at the end of time, you're going to meet with the Father,
the actual Father,
the actual Father.
But remember, you keep saying the previous episodes where you keep saying men are going to be held more accountable, and it goes back to the garden.
Yes.
God did not call, hey Adam and Eve, where are you? It's like, hey Adam, where are you?
Yes. And that is what a lot of people don't want to face. Enjoy whatever. Enjoy everything. Enjoy it. It's good. You have time. Yeah.
I feel like whatever we do, because again, 2 Corinthians, that say even as little as drinking water or eating, put God first.
Yes. No, true.
So God put everything here, honestly, for us.
Everything.
And we can still do it in his way.
Everything is in this world. God put it first for his children.
Because
to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and because remember, he told them, rule over, like, this is yours to rule.
Exactly.
But if you go to Revelation, it says how it would destroy everything. So everything here is for us. But then as men, we chose to be men. But if we can still do, before I used to think that if you're Christian, you can't have fun. No, I'm serious.
Well, that's not true, because that's
you
why
can't have
they
fun.
Projected. That's why
because
that's
what the culture. That's what
this
the culture.
Holy person. This.
No, put God first. That's it.
That's it.
He will God. Don't try to do things on your own. So let's go back to the main responsibility. There's a reason why God, and there can be male, there can be males, everywhere, but they can be male, but they can still be men missing. But Ezekiel 22:30.
Okay.
He was like, he was telling the Israelite, I look for someone among them who will build up the wall and stand before me in the gap on behalf of the land, so I will not have to destroy it. But I found no one. So he was looking for a man. Like, I mean, there were males, Israelites.
Yeah, but there was not a man.
They were not a responsible man.
Yes. That is really a problem, because for a man to be responsible, brother, this is where I think there's a lot of conflict in people's house, on people's marriage. A lot of men are failing, or they are not fulfilling their duty. They want to pass that on to their wife.
Like, oh, you do it.
The wife.
No, she has different responsibilities
to become, the responsible person. But that's where problems started arising into the marriage, because imagine if my responsibility is to be the number one provider, to take care of my family, to make sure they are fed, there's roof over their head and all these things. And guess what? If I start passing that to my wife,
she has more responsibility. Like, you adding onto her responsibilities.
What am I becoming? Who am I trying to be? To pass that on to her.
A wicked man.
A wicked man. And that is why it is very important for you, young men, our generation, who are trying to get married, who you are engaged. Know your responsibility. Don't get into marriage thinking that I'm the man, I'm the boss, and you are my worker, you're going to do this, you're going to do all that. That's not how marriage work, and that's not how it's going to be.
No, men responsibility is to lead.
Exactly.
Not to command.
What does a leader do?
A leader guide.
Okay.
A leader teach. A leader is patient. He has nothing, like, a leader is not a dictator. There's a difference. So don't try to dictate your wife or your family. No. A leader is way, way better than that. A leader guides, love, provide. And provide can mean anything. Provide guidance, provide everything.
Yeah.
Knowledge. And that's why you have to, as human being, we have to always be hungry for knowledge.
No, true. And that it's something, it's very saddening. It's very saddening, just to see that a lot of men have abandoned their responsibility.
Yeah.
And they have turned their back and walked away, and they expect their wife to become the man and take their place and raise the children and all these things. Like,
raising a family is two people two people, because you guys are coming with two different responsibility. I will just point out the obvious. A woman and the woman, she receive and you give. You can't receive.
Make You cannot.
And you guys,
that's just fact.
A man cannot make a baby on his own. A woman cannot make a baby on her own.
That is fact.
It needs a man and a woman.
That's how God made the world, and that's how it's going to be.
So when you try to, when that you guys created comes, and then you abandon it, then you're giving her two jobs.
Exactly.
And that is very wrong.
It really is, and it's just sad. And I hope that our generation can do better and improve on that. And to those elderly people who are also watching us and listen to us, they can better come to their sense and their senses to say, oh man, I screwed up, I messed up, let me go back and fix this. Because the time you are wasting today, you won't be able to recover those time
anymore. Your
You know?
responsibility is your family.
You
I
know,
don't
the
know.
second
I
that
don't know.
pass,
It sounds obvious, but is
you know, the second that pass today, it will never going to come back.
the older you get, the closer you are to death.
That's how it is, and that's the mistake a lot of people make. They think are still young. Well, if you look at the record or the statistics, more young people are dying on the faster rate than our parents' generation.
Oh yeah.
You know, so those are the things that
There are many things going on.
exactly, and those are the things that people need to know about it. And I think the next thing I will talk about later will be kids burying their parents instead of parents burying their kids.
Don't get married. Marriage is not a necessity, or it's not necessary to get married.
It's not like you made it type of things.
No, marriage is not a destination. I mean, I'm very happy to be married, but it's not the end of my life.
It's not. There's still more to do.
No,
as long as you put God first, you'll be able to accomplish that.
Yeah, no, marriage is just part of your life.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, okay, let me continue. It's more like, let me continue my life with somebody.
Exactly. That's what it is.
And that's why, please don't rush into it, man. If it doesn't feel right, listen to yourself. It doesn't feel right.
And pray God. God will tell you when it's right.
Yeah.
So, also look at the age you are getting
and when
into.
you end up doing it, if you like, you're not ready, all those things, you have to be like, hold yourself accountable. Okay, I'm in this situation. How?
True.
What responsibility? And responsibilities change, man. You can't be hanging out with your friends like you're single. No, your kids waiting at home. They're waiting for their daddy.
True. Also, don't just, keep saying, I keep praying God as well. Don't wait too long, because, things also have its expiration date and all these things.
No, don't rush into marriage. If you feel like you're rushing it, and I mean,
take your time.
Know what you want.
So
know what
let
you
me
want.
say this: if you think you are rushing into it, put a pause. Be like, hold on, what are we rushing? Let's take a pause. Let's take our time, and together let's figure this thing step by step. Don't rush. Also, just remember, every product has its expiration date as well.
Don't worry. Take your time. Don't worry. Even if you're 60, you will get married.
Listen, what happened in the Old Testament will not happen in this.
Don't worry. You don't have to get married.
Where was the last time we see another Esther in this world?
You can be like Paul. You can be like Paul. Paul told the people, like, hey, if you think you can't live your life single.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, because
Oh well, okay. I think today has been a really a great topic. I think
interesting.
The interesting one about responsibility, and I think
responsibility, man.
we try to break.
It's very sad.
Yeah, we try to break those barriers and bring this conversation up on people.
Yeah, no, every generation should be better than the previous generation in everything.
In everything, that's true.
Take the good, the bad, live it with them, and continue. Because for me, I truly believe I want to see my kids doing way better than me, and it's my job to make sure of that.
I completely agree with you, and my prayer is for God to fulfill your prayer and your dream.
Thank you.
Because I think that's what it's going to be. That's how it's supposed to be, We have to work hard so that our kid does have to do the type of job that we did.
Our parents, got us here, and we have to take it from here.
From here.
Yeah.
They did their part to bring us, to bring us here. And now it's us to continue that legacy moving forward. So that when our kids grow up, they don't have to experience the type of harsh and lifestyle we experienced as we were getting old and we were growing up. So
God first.
Yeah,
man.
Also, remember what your responsibility are, and remember your duty as a man. Don't be a weak man. Be an alpha man. Be a man. Okay, being a man with authority. Be a man with ambitions. Be a man with with vision. Be a leader.
Yes.
Don't be a follower. Okay, you are the head, not the tail. That's the type of man God is calling you to be. Be that man God called you to be. Don't be some fujumbu out of nowhere.
Some what?
Don't be a wicked man.
All right. Yeah, that's it. Well, the wise man has spoken. I hope you get the message. If you offend you, then check yourself.
That's the whole point, to offend you.
New key is supposed to sting.
Exactly. That's what it is. Definitely. And hey, make sure you comment. Leave a comment. And if you want to come here and debate us, there's a
Please.
room for you.
We have 2 more microphones.
There's a room for you. So yeah, definitely. I think we have some pretty good, exciting episode coming up ahead of us in
Give
next
us
month.
ideas, and when you're suggesting to come here, please explain how it's going to benefit
the
the
community.
All
Because
right.
this is the voice of the community.
Oh, no, I have a question. Is it the voice for the community or the voice of the community?
What have you been putting?
I changed it to yours. I've been putting the voice for the community.
And what have I been using?
The voice for of the community.
What's the difference? Is it
I
not
have-
sending the same message?
I hope
Did
so.
they get the message? Did you guys get the message?
I pay attention to the message, not the messenger.
Okay. As long as you guys are getting the message, that's what it matters. Okay. English is our 10th language, not the first one. So
All right, man. Yeah, this was fun. No, it's always fun.
it's always been fun, bro. I'm glad, definitely. So yeah.
You don't want to give a shout out before we go?
Shout out to who, man?
All right. Hey, if you
You
need a
don't
shout out, you can pay us, and we.
Well, shout out to my mama for giving me a birth.
All right. Hopefully your mom is watching.
Hopefully.
All right.
Hopefully. I think so. Well, also, you know what? Since we are talking about that, Mother's Day is also coming.
Mother's Day. Hey, there's.
I have an idea, but I'm not going to say. We are going to have as a surprise.
Okay.
So,
All right.
it's going to be a surprise.
All right. Hey, thank you guys. Make sure you do what you're supposed to do.
Mhm.
And yeah, peace.
Peace. See you next time if Christ doesn't come back.